Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
We're going to talk about Disney's desperation. They're offering some really good deals, and they usually don't do this unless the bookings are down.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to be doing, according to you, Geeky,
Yes.
they're going to be doing kids-free dining offer for all of 2026.
Yeah. And honestly, that isn't even the thing that got me the most, because they've done this thing. Because usually, okay, they're doing it that you have to buy it with an adult dining plan. And they've done this before, where kids eat for free if you buy dining plans for the people that are 10 or older in your group, because kids are only 3 to 9, according to Disney. And it's not something they haven't done before. But to let it be a whole year, for one, is a little unusual. But the fine print said it can be combined with other deals. So that's what gets me, because they don't do the combining thing very often, at all.
Last time I remember them doing it. Now, when we first started going as a family, they were doing it because we were coming out of the recession. Mm-hmm. And, it was after 2008, it was 2009 or 10 or whatever. So the economy wasn't good. They do stuff like this, like, after 9/11.
I know kids go for free. They did before.
They did kids
people
go
were
for
like,
free. Yeah.
Oh, it's unheard of. No, okay,
no,
full crap. Not true. It has been heard of. Kids they go for free before. I know, because our kids went for free. So that's they have done that before. That kids eating for free with dining plan has been done before. That's not unusual. What's unusual is the fact that they're putting it for the entire year. And they're also letting you combine it with other deals, because usually if you have a deal, you cannot combine it. You get a hotel room discount, you can't combine it with other deals. This one they're saying select. I don't know what the select deals are, but they're saying that it's combinable with select offers. So that says to me they're going to let you combine deals.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about what is probably going on and what we're probably going to see. And it's not just Epic Universe, although I think Epic Universe is definitely playing a part in it, but I think it's the economy. I think it's
I think so too. People aren't coming because there's no money, and Disney kept pushing it, and everybody kept saying, "Hey, Disney, you're on crack. You're stop raising prices. No one can afford it." And now they're like, "Oh shit, man! Nobody can afford to come to our parks, and our bookings are down. Now we're gonna have to start answering investor questions." And now they're going to start offering deals.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that, because part of the reason they might be getting nervous is their stock is dropping again. And we covered this before, that investors are starting to question whether the at least the short-term viability of Disney is looking good or not, because theme parks, luxury items, anything like that, when there's recession, and a lot of people think we're going to be entering a recession, or at least an economic downturn, those are one of the first things to go. Mm-hmm. People don't have, you don't have $5 for eggs. You don't have $5,000 laying around to float off to Disney World, right?
And then they kept upping up prices and raising prices. And even when they have deals like, $89 a day for 3 theme parks, not Magic Kingdom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's always these caveats and stuff.
So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
I got to tell you, I'm just in general... we don't talk about the Disney parks as much as we used to when we first started. We talked a lot about the Disney parks because professionally we did the parks for years, right? We would go to the parks. We literally got paid to go to the theme parks and talk about the theme parks. And just from my armchair observation, I feel like there is a palpable lack of interest in Disney theme parks right now.
I just think, it's also not helping. Epic Universe is not helping. But on top of that, like, all the announcements you're hearing lately are for Disneyland, or Disneyland Paris, You don't hear much of anything. Like when it's Walt Disney World, it's like, oh, look, it's going to be a new meet and greet. We're going to slap on, something else really quick and cheap. The only thing I am excited about is the new parade. That's kind of like almost like a paint the night parade. I forget what it's called off the top of my head. But that's coming to Magic Kingdom, and they're going to have a nighttime parade again. That one I'm kind of interested in. But other than that, most of their offerings and quote unquote aren't that spectacular.
No, it really does feel like things are being done on the cheap there. And most of that money, like, everybody got excited. We told them not to get excited, but they got all excited when they're like, oh yeah, we got like, $60 billion or whatever insane amount of money they were going to spend. And then Iger's immediately like, let's build a bunch of cruise ships.
Yeah, because that's all he cares about is cruise.
That's all he cares about.
Ships. And now that might be a problem because of the tariffs, and he's losing his shit about the cruise ships.
Yes, he is. He's flipping out. He went to ABC News and he's like, well, now steel's going to cost more, whatever. It's like, dude, you've got bigger problems. Like you are selling an expensive luxury good that you've outpriced the middle class. You outpriced the middle class years ago.
And then all the upcharges, like you want to actually ride things, you have to pay extra. You know, it's just a joke now.
And you know, I even in the Disney blogosphere, in the like the YouTube, right? There were a lot of Disney YouTubers, and some of them we actually knew. Like, you know, I'd run into Tim Tracker all the time, doing media events and stuff like that. But I've and this isn't a knock against anybody, but I've noticed that the views are down considerably on a lot of these channels.
People are tired of it.
Yeah.
They're just tired of Disney. And I mean, I hate to see that. Like, people are under the assumption that we want Disney to fail, and that's not where we're coming from. We want the current leadership of Disney needs to change.
Yeah.
We want Disney to change and do better. We don't want them to completely fold, but it's not going to change until you get rid of the people that they have in charge in a lot of these places. And unfortunately, even when you go to the parks and the cast members are amazing and people around the parks are amazing, and I can't say enough good things about those people, they get caught up in the whole thing with like Iger and company.
Yeah, and really, you know, the vibe I'm getting here, especially with the return of Iger, is it feels like he's trying to cement his legacy, like kind of in before lock. Like he wants to get in, and you know, he's going to put cars in, and he's going to do this, and he's going to do that, and they're going to get, you know, live action movies made of things that were greenlit on his watch that he's very proud of, like Moana, you know. And it does feel like Iger, because he is very concerned about his legacy. Like this is not the guy that should be in charge of the Walt Disney Company, because he doesn't care about Walt Disney. He cares about Bob Iger.
Right.
And
people are all surprised about the building. I'm like, they're going about the New York building. I'm like, it's not new.
Oh, no.
Like the New York building wasn't a new thing. They were building that for years. Oh, gosh, that was like, we were talking about that like on the blog a while ago. It was interesting to me that he named it after himself, which we talked about before in another video. Yeah. But that wasn't new news either. That was that they've been working on that thing for years. I thought they'd scrap it, but they didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to talk about it now, because we watch the videos on YouTube sometimes. Our daughter always watches like Disney Food Blog and stuff like that. And so I watch it, and sometimes I get these pangs of like, yeah, I want to go back more often, because you understand, we used to be there like all the time. Like that was our job. We were there. We were in the parks all the time, one coast or the other, right? And but then I kind of look at, and I'm like, I'm looking at, I'm like, it really has gone downhill. And also the best videos are the ones that were made before the pandemic. Like I think the pandemic definitely broke Disney, and it broke, not like literally, I think, well, literally to some degree too, but like I think it broke a lot of people of the habit.
I think so. And I think also like Marvel movies and stuff and Star Wars movies and things, you just like, I don't have to see every one. If I don't go, it's fine. Yeah. And I think that kind of just broke people of going and doing it.
Kids aren't excited about Disney like they used to be. I mean, that's the truth. I mean, Epic Universe has that on them, and the fact that, you know, kids are super excited about Nintendo. They're still somewhat excited about Harry Potter, How to Train Your Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon is going to come back again because they have the live action version.
Right. That's what they're banking on.
I mean, our kids, Gen Z, they're all about Shrek, right? Everybody used to make fun of Shrek, but they're all about Shrek, and
they love and How to Train Your Dragon. They love How to Train Your Dragon. Our daughter loves it.
Yeah. So I mean that has changed too. Disney doesn't mean as much to current generations as it did to previous generations, because again, they've kind of run the brand into the ground, and there are better places to go where you can get more return on your investment. I mean, you go to actual Europe, like real Europe.
I know people brought that up, or they've gone to other countries, like they've gone to Disney parks in other countries that are run by other countries instead, because they were a better deal.
Well, Tokyo Disney apparently is better. Not only is it a better deal, but Tokyo Disney is the best Disney park in the entire world. Like
that's what I've heard.
So much better than anything in the States. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing when you put Disney World up against Tokyo, right? So I don't know. I think they're kind of panicking here. I think the stock definitely has something to do with it. I've seen more and more articles like this that investors are sort of like, yeah, your last couple movies, they didn't do very good, did they? And Disney Plus, you're kind of, capping out on your subs, and the theme parks are really expensive, and eggs cost $6 a
Well,
dozen.
it was interesting to me today because it's about investors. And they put an announcement out, I guess it was yesterday or day before Easter or something. I don't remember when, about the Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run and how they're going to add the Mandalorian and Grogu, which damn well they're adding the Mandalorian and Grogu to it because they have the movie coming out and they're trying to, promote for the movie early on because it's coming out next year. So they're going to do that, but they're also going to fix the engineer seat. Okay, the engineer seats suck. Basically, the only cool seats in the whole ride are the ones in the front. And of course, the kids always take those and everybody else, or if you're a single rider, you get stuck in the shitty engineering seats where you just basically push a button and you can't see much. Well, now they're going to make it that you can interact with Grogu or something in the seats. But what's interesting to me was Disney made a big point of saying about how, we're teaming up with Epic Games and the Unreal Engine and all that stuff. And they're putting that in there because they want investors to know we didn't just flush away a bunch of money with Epic Games. I swear to God. They're doing this. They're shoving shit into it that people don't. I mean, Mandalorian and Grogu, okay, is better than what they have, but they're doing it to, make the investors think they're doing something.
Yeah, because again, they're spending billions of dollars on and it's like, yeah, okay, Fortnite. I guess I'm waiting for investors at the next meeting to be like, so that Minecraft thing, that's pretty hot right now, Bob. Did you think about maybe putting some of that Fortnite money into that Minecraft thing?
Oh, I guarantee you they're gonna try some stupid Fortnite movie.
Oh, I guarantee. Yeah, and it'll be like all Disney characters or some crazy stuff in Fortnite. It'd be awesome.
Probably because they're gonna do their own world. Remember. In the Fortnite game. So yeah, they'll totally make a movie about their world in Fortnite, call it Fortnite, and then be like, why doesn't anybody come in to see this?
Yeah, we'll talk more about the video game, the onslaught of video game movies that are going to come out. But this is like, I mean, that's what I thought too. Like when Smuggler's Run came out, I was like, this is just a video game, right? Because but it's a bad video game because it's hard as hell to control and everybody has to do their job. And if they don't know what the hell they're doing,
Well, the pilot stuff's worse, but yeah, the engineering seats, why be there? But it's just like, it's just stupid anyway, because, unless you knew the cheat code to get Chewbacca, you're like, don't even know anybody there really anyway. It's just because they're trying to put other characters in it because they don't want to put the main characters because they've done everything in their power to make sure the main characters were left out of Galaxy's Edge. And even now, you're like, okay, if you're going to do an upgrade to Millennium Falcon, add Han, add Chewie, add Luke, add Leia or something. No, it's Mandalorian and Grogu because they have a movie coming out next year and they want to push it with that.
And then when Starfighter comes out, the Ryan Gosling movie, they'll put those characters in. So
yes.
Yeah, so this is very much like they do at Star Tours where they were able to change the movies. But it took them years. I mean, Star Tours, man, it took them years to actually change the films.
Well, they're also adding new locations too now, and choices you make can take you to different places. Like they're gonna have Bespin on there, Coruscant. They're adding, I think like the Death Star, the second Death Star ruins around Endor and stuff like that. So they're trying to spice it up too, because it's another one of those you ride it once or twice. Why you need to ride it again? Well, frankly, I can go without riding the Falcon or Rise of the Resistance again because I've already ridden them before, and that was enough for me.
The Falcon was cool. I mean, honestly, I was like, I honestly felt like it was cooler to see the Falcon in person outside, right? And it was cool to be able to walk into the cockpit. But part of me was like, I almost wish it was like a Swiss Family Robinson treehouse situation where it was like, okay, guys, the Falcon's docked. You can go walk around inside the Falcon and then get out and then go ride some other rides or something. Yeah,
it really, I mean, honestly, the queue sucks.
Yeah, the queue's
you have that Honda Tanaka or whatever part.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool. But for the most of it was like hallways with carpet and stuff, and it's just really like cheap walls. And I don't like it. Like I just think it looks like crap.
People want Han and Chewie, and they want. They want recognizable Star Wars. Like if this were Docking Bay 94, if you're walking through like Mos Eisley and you had all the, the aliens and stuff, that would be pretty cool. Right.
Well, they're putting the Cantina Band in at the Star Wars nights at Disneyland.
Of course they are.
Yeah, because Disneyland keeps getting all the good stuff. And then they announced that the next celebration is going to be in LA for the 50th, which honestly I think makes sense. But
that makes
people are mad because they're like, two things. One, they're mad that it's not, in Orlando again or whatever, because I guess it's been in Orlando once, but it's almost always, California, Anaheim. Two, the majority of people that were mad about it are mad because they aren't from America and they won't come to America. They refuse. How dare you not put it in a different country than America with your American IP?
With your
on its anniversary. Right? How dare you?
You better celebrate Pokemon when their big milestone comes up. You better celebrate that in like Chicago or something.
Yeah, how dare you if you put it in Japan? What the hell?
Right. It's like, so I don't know. It's I mean, this is just part of the bigger problem. I mean, that's it too. A lot of what they bought, people don't care about.
No, well, they did, but they found a way to like literally destroy every major IP they bought. As far as like the audience is concerned, they have turned the audiences off. I don't know how you can F up that bad, but Disney, Disney is number one in something, fucking up franchises.
Yeah, if it's not
and ruining
theirs,
your wallet.
Yeah, if it's not theirs, they don't understand it, and it could be argued successfully that even their own stuff they don't understand because they got rid of a lot of the people that were behind those things. Those things we loved, there were people behind those things. And when they get rid of them or they push them out or whatever, they retire and they don't replace them, this is what you get.
Oh, so this summer it was 50% off of kids, which is even worse. I thought it was kids were for free. No, that's unheard of. No, it's been plenty heard of. They used to let kids go for free. Our kids went for free before. Yeah,
our kids have gone for free.
No, but I mean back in the day when we weren't working, our kids went for free.
Yeah,
because they were having specials.
We would go. Yeah, because that's how we could afford to go. And back in the day, I mean, it really wasn't that long ago, but we could go, we could drive down, we could stay at a value, and we could do a trip for under $3,000.
Oh, you could do it. We did it for like 2,000.
We've done it for like 2,000 before. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just like, and now that's like, you can't get in the door for that.
No, you can't buy tickets for that. Yeah.
No, it's crazy because the tickets used to be like $79, $89 or whatever.
Well, you're going to spend that $2,000 just, probably paying for all the upcharges to be able to ride stuff.
Lightning Lane. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm just not feeling it anymore. Mm-hmm. This is the thing. Like every time we talk about the parks, I get sad because God, we have clocked in so many hours in those parks. Like our kids know the parks like
they could be tour guides. And I'm not saying that to be smart ass. They really could.
Literally grew up going to those parks all the time. They knew like all the tricks and all the, and now I'm just like, I mean, I hate to say it, but I'm like, I could never go again, and I would probably be okay.
I want to go, but I'm also like, I wish they would stop being so greedy.
That's not going to happen anytime soon. Not
well, I don't know. There. I think they're starting to be like, oh shit, maybe we are overcharging, but too little, too late. I think at this point.
Yeah, that's it. Because now families just look at Disney and they're like, that's too expensive. I can't afford it. They're greedy, and also they're trying to push their political ideology onto my children. Stay away. Mm-hmm. that's it. Oh, and their remakes suck.
Yes, that's true. Also.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.